Hi everyone, I'm here to talk about our multi-channel data logger today. Our multi-channel data logger is this guy here, and it basically it records the temperatures of either 8 or 16 tanks, and I'll just show you how it works. So we'll zoom in. Okay, so now I have it set up displaying 4 channels. So I'm going to go into some of this. Basically, we'll take a look at what it does here. So I've named them, given them different names, and I have a hot, let's see, I have a hot cup on the hot plate over there. So what we'll do is just take one of the channels, and we'll just put it in the heated cup. It's about 180 degrees or so. Guess we'll find out. So now it's in alarm. So you see it's red. And so let's pull out a little bit so you can see that the red alarm light goes off. We can silence that with a button here. So it's very convenient to silence. You don't need to go into, sub menus and figure out how to silence it. You just push the button and it'll silence it for 30 minutes if you want. You can disable that feature, but I think it's a good feature. The snooze alarm is what we call it. And every 30 minutes, the alarm will sound again, and you have to acknowledge it again. So you can see that there's a couple of different alarms here. We'll zoom in. So there's a high alarm and a high, and you can have different things. There's actually 4 alarms altogether. There's a low and a low, not shown because they're not active. But at each of those 4 points, different events can happen. Right now, one of those events is the alarm light and buzzer. Another one could be a communication with a building alarm system, or we have a communication module that will send a text message or an email. Or you could have different colored lights. Right now we're looking at just a 2-color light, but we have a 4-color stack light. So now I'm going to put this back into solution, and we're just going to watch it climb back down. And so by doing this, I've generated a curve. Right now we're looking at just a static display of the temperatures, but let's look at the curve. So we just hit the device button up in that corner. Sort of controls all of the all of the features. And here we have different displays. We were looking at the digital display. There's a bar graph display, but that's not really so useful. So, and then the gauge, that's good for pressure, but that's not going to help us. The trend is what we're looking for. So here you can see this is the tank that we've been working with, and it went up to 100 and what does it say here, 160 or so. Actually, it topped out. It went off scale. That's why it's flat there. But right now it's returned to about 80 degrees. Actually, it's which one? What's the purple one? So it's channel 3, 77.2. So it's still coming back down. Recording. All right, so now we'll look at exporting the data to a flash drive. So we'll go into the device and function menu, so you can choose to print it. So I've removed this little plug here that seals this port, and we'll just put in the flash drive. And so you can specify the date range that you want it to dump, but I don't have a whole lot of history in here, so what we'll do is just dump all data, and now it's just going to save it all, and it doesn't take too long. There's a chart on our website that shows how much data it will collect. It's something like, if you take a reading every 5 seconds, it'll last for something like 200 days. So this stores has a very impressive storage memory. Anyway, so now the data is on this flash drive, and to get it onto a computer, so the program we're looking for is PLR, acronym for paperless recorder, and I have 2 files on there. This is the one we just took, so we'll just double click it. Just say yes to the hurdles here, and it boots right up into a chart, which is actually might be more convenient than going into Excel. I'm not going to go through all of the intricacies of this software, but I'll just say, first of all, if you want to export it to Excel, then you need to click on this, and then there's your Excel button, and you just click on that, and it's ready to export to wherever you want it to go. So that's the Excel export. So you may not need to export it to Excel, though, because there is some ability to view the historical data right on screen. So we'll take a look at that. And that's the query button and the history curve. So this is basically giving you the history. We hid channel 4, so it's only got 3 channels now, but basically we can just go back in time like this. So, and this is a period when the recorder was off, actually. You know what we'll do? We'll do some settings. We'll compress it by 8 times there. So let's go to the beginning. So this is, it's been on for a few hours here, and that's the entire few hour window. This symbol here at the top, that means that there are some records of either alarms or else power failures. So we'll click on this icon. Actually, we'll go out. So we'll click on this icon now, and here you can see it tells you what happened at all times. So there's a record channel 3. That was the high alarm that we just generated earlier in this video. And well, first it went into high, then it climbed up to high, and then when it back down, when the temperature went corrected back into range, then it went through the high and high alarms as well. So we'll just, and let's see, we'll just see if there's more. Yeah, there's a total of 97. So we'll just clear those, clear the list, and now there's no alarms, and you can see that little icon is gone. So, and here we have a alarm. So the alarm list, we'll go back, and now the power off list is different. This is when I had the power was, well, off. So it was off for 8 hours and 49 minutes earlier today. So that's useful to know as well. So we'll just go back out of that. And this is the, well, exports of data. Well, this is basically a log of everything that happened. So we can go forward through that. Oh, and configuration changes. So it keeps a record of all of that.